because we have had some cancellations, I just want to apologize for those who have not had a speaking opportunity. But I want them at least to say hello, quick introduction, real quick. Nasa Cassidy came in from Massachusetts. He's an entrepreneur into cybersecurity training, among other things. And his colleague who is not here, but I just want to give him an opportunity to just quickly say hello. What I'm going to do, as you heard, we do post-convention program. I'll invite the community again, now that this has excited them, so that we engage them in a virtual way. We can always continue these conversations past this stage. I appreciate you for traveling here, and including OHT Wayamba who went out to look for lunch. He's a cloud architect. Great stuff he was willing to share. We'll bring him back in another thing. Informal? Okay. All right. Quickly.
Thank you guys for the opportunity. My name is Amasaka Siri, and one of the main reasons I came here is to share with everybody. I'm working with the Department of Defense for the U.S. government. I'm working on the Aero Defense Department. Mainly we're working with the F-35, the company that I'm working for to make the jets. And I just wanted to share the opportunities that are in government for a lot of our people. Especially now, they need so many people that they've lowered the bar.
Mr. Before, I'm going to interrupt you. Don't rush like that. Slow down. The F-35 is America's strategic something operation aircraft. Can you just be more specific?
Okay. So quickly, I was just trying to summarize.
Then you can rush after that.
Okay. So, part of my job is I'm working in risk management. So we protect the scientists that actually make these technologies. We protect the systems. We keep the baselines for those systems. And as you guys know, cybersecurity is a thing. And thank you, Honorable, because literally every point that he has made today kind of resonated with me. My partner right there, Nathan Moore, if you can just wave your hand, he's actually from South Korea. And you talked about South Korea. He's 22 years old, but I can tell you he's one of the best pen testers, like hackers, but ethical hacker, good hacker. And I had to point that out. And so what we've done quickly, I'm in cybersecurity, of course, I'm doing that. I met him at the Air Force. He was actually with a guy that I was put in the same cubicle with him. And I was so scared. I'm like, I'm here working my first job in government. I'm scared what am I going to do? We have what they call that imposter syndrome. He sat me down and said, hey man, listen, you got this. He was able to get me ready to do my job in less than a month. And when I got hired, I spent almost $2,000 buying courses just so I could get, sometimes you get that, you're scared, you're like, am I going to be able to do it? But he did it for me, and I was able to do it. And the Honorable talked about the people who say, oh, I just followed this guy, me, I'm just following. I'm happy to say that when he taught me, we started up something like, if we can be able to do it with me, we can be able to do it for other people. So we started up our own InfoSec Village, which is a startup based in Boston. We transfer knowledge. So what's the skill that we're doing? We're cybersecurity analysts. What are you doing as a cyber analyst? You guys know cybersecurity has 3 arms. CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Availability is protecting your system, making sure that the information is there when it's needed. Integrity is not been compromised, it's not been altered, right? And then confidentiality, you're the only person who has access to that what? To that data. So if you know, there you go, yeah. So it's confidential, it has integrity, and it's available whenever it's needed. So if you get to learn those things, so that's what we teach our students. And when we started up, Brian Kayonga is not here, that's his beautiful wife, Lois. When me and Brian met up, the last time we went to a convention, we were vending food, we were cooking. 10 years later, look at what we're doing, look at what Brian is doing. I'm working for the DOD. We can get more people. If you guys look outside, people are out there. Those people should be filling up these seats, but they're not here. Those are the same people who go, in America, people work day and night. You know why? They're making $18. They need 4 jobs, right? So there's no that quality of life. We're changing that in our community. We have a pass rate of people with trained kids. We just had a summer program. You guys, the kids stood up there. We had a summer program for kids, ages 11 to 17. They just graduated our summer program. And these kids have access to summer jobs. Instead of going to work in the supermarket, they could go work as a data entry analyst, making $20 an hour. And they're doing it, you know. We've been able to bring up people in our community who are making $20 to making $40. Our success rate has been, we've had about 90 people graduating and getting jobs, and that 10% have not graduated. You know why? Because they end up getting jobs early and drop out of the program. So we're bringing that to our people. We're trying to make sure that, you know, there's influence, you know, and, you know, when you don't get tired of the situation you're in, you keep doing the cycle. People live in America, they work day and night, taxes come and they file their taxes, they get that $10,000 check, they plan to go to Uganda, they burn it, come back, do the same thing. Before you don't know, they're 10 years away, you know? So thank you guys for doing this, and I feel like we should do more and have talks. Like there's AI, there's so much we could do, AI. I was in a forum helping out the Chigezi, people in Chigezi using AI, you know, in maternal health. People are dying giving birth. But imagine if we introduce technology to help out AI, you know, imagine if we distributed Apple Watches just so they could track, you know, the health, you know, vital signs. That data, if there's, you know, we have doctors here who are willing, they cannot travel, but they're willing to help out. Imagine if that data is sent here, and then they study. AI, you're supposed to feed it. You feed it the data, and then it gives you the results. If you don't feed the data, you won't get anything. So those are the things that we want to introduce. So thank you guys so much. We have a booth over there, so you guys feel free to pass by our booth. There's so much we want to share with you guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, George. Let's wind this down and then we can go into the informal session. This room is available for us to engage as long as we want. So with the mind that if you're a union member, there's an annual general meeting which is important for you to attend.
But if I don't, life is good. All right. So just picking up from where Mr. Kasiya left off, if you move over the feedback we don't start. We've had offline conversations, and there is in Uganda what is called a katareketa, right? This is it.
You've heard from Massachusetts' finest. I was in church with that young man, and we're just so proud of him. My name is Tendo Kaluma. I'm a technologist. My family has been teaching in Uganda for over 150 years. And I'm excited to be here because we are some of the people who advocated for this forum, so that we can go beyond the manufacturing of an axe and sickles that we use to cut grass. How do we do that? Well, we do that by sending our kids to school for industrial engineering. It's very important that we have a count of industrial engineers. We do that by having a count of textile engineers. When you look at an entire country, Honorable, you want to say, how many textile engineers do I have? How many mechanical engineers do I have? How many, yes, great scientists do you have? Thank you. So, I'm also here to tell you that as a person who comes from an education family, that MIT has open courseware, open courses that many schools in Uganda could use. All you need is a server, a letter to MIT, and ask them for a hard drive that they'll send you, that you can mount in your library, and you'll have courses, introduction to physics, quantum mechanics courses, computing courses, all the engineering courses that you can master. It costs about $43,000 to $54,000 to take a semester of work or a year of work in MIT. But imagine having all that. I happen to ask MIT from Cornell University, the Technical University. I also worked for the MathWorks, and I asked them to give me their software. About 10 or 20 years ago, I took it to Uganda. I don't know if anyone took advantage of it, but we can bring this software. There's got to be somebody who realizes that MATLAB, Simulink are really great things that can simulate engineering marvels. One thing that I realized when I worked for the MathWorks is that when you give engineers software that builds things, they just build incredible things. And that's what we want to teach our students at Makerere University and other universities, Barra University, all these tech universities. And we can do it at an early age. We can, if we take advantage of OpenCourseWare has lectures from MIT professors. Not only MIT has it, it has tests, it has, also exams and all the resources you need as a student to pass Physics 101 or to pass Engineering 101 and beyond. So, please, Honorable, before you leave, if you can pass by Massachusetts, go to MIT and say, how do I take advantage? You have access to many, many schools. The statistics say that less than 1% of Africa is taking advantage of this windfall. So we want us to be out of that league and take advantage of this incredible engineering courses that are taught by MIT professors. MIT happens to be Massachusetts Institute of Technology, one of the best engineering schools in the world. And they want to take advantage of that. Now, I want to leave you with three things that are very important. Quantum computing. Everyone here has a password for Google and they write their password with their grandmother and other things. They write their grandmother and maybe a dog they had and something within their password. It's very difficult, as our friend told us, with passwords. But it takes 1 billion years to crack that password. But with a quantum computer, it's only 3 seconds. What would have taken 1 billion years to crack your Google password? It takes a quantum computer 3 seconds. So that means that we have changed the paradigm, and we have to jump to that. We have to embrace that as Uganda, so that our students can learn. They have to learn quantum physics, which has to do with superposition and other quantum effects that are important. If you're not there, opportunity comes to a prepared mind. If you don't know entanglement and all these quantum effects, it's very difficult for you to embrace the new technology. But we don't want to have that quantum divide. We've had a digital divide, but we don't want to have a quantum divide. So we want to train our students in physics. We want to train them in math. We want to train them that all the algorithms, because memory is a flip-flop and it's a binary thing. It works with zeros and ones. But now we're going to be calling them qubits. No longer are we going to be calling them bits, zeros and one. We're going to be calling them qubits. And they are qubits. And Intel, Google, all these companies have started getting quantum computers. Imagine all this AI that is being talked about has to do with equations of mathematics. We all went to school and we solved the simultaneous equation. 2 simultaneous equation. Oh yeah, I can do it, I can solve it this way, I can use matrices, I can do what. But imagine if you had 1,000 equations that you wanted to solve. But protein expressions, there's about 8,000 protein expressions, and you're allowed to, if you're working with drugs, somebody, your gene is gone. 8,000 protein expressions. How do I'm trying to make medicine, and for somebody looked at their genes and it has 8,000 expressions. I have to make sure that I pick the right expression. How long will it take you to do that? It will take you a long time. So relaxing these equations require AI, and it's mathematical, least squares and sigmoids and other things that help you mathematically to achieve that. So the computer, the quantum computer, does it very quickly. Just like it cracks your code within, 3 seconds? you can find a way of relaxing all those equations, thousands of equations, so that you can get to a solution. So it means that all people who are trained in quantum computing will invent the new medicine, will do new things, because they have speed.
Well, all right, Tendo, I want to appreciate because knowledge and information is critical. Robert, did you have? Because I would like to.
One last thing, AI, quantum computing. Tell your kids, go learn quantum computing, go learn AI, and AI is about mathematics, neural networks. I worked on the first neural networks in '92. And then the last thing, which is so important, biologics. CRISPR-Cas9, the editing of genes. If you tell your kids to do these three things, to look at that, how they'll have a bright future.
All right. Thank you so much. A hand clap. A real hand clap.